to show you some more stuff with streaming. Actually, what I'm going to do is revisit something I did as a first stream, but unfortunately got lost out there in the intertubes. I was wanting to show how I play around with AI when I'm doing any kind of like vibe coding type of thing. So when I first tried out and experimented with streaming, I even asked the AI, what should I make? Because I want to keep it short. And it came back with, why don't you make a Pomodoro timer? It came up with a couple of things, but that was the one I leaned into. So I did a D&D themed Pomodoro timer at the time. Today, what I'm going to do is sort of revisit that concept, maybe play around with it a little differently, and show you what it looks like when I am working with the AI to code. Figured it would be a nice way to see what that can look like, and hopefully maybe you'll find some tips, or if you have ideas, you're more than welcome to send them my way. All right, so I've got VS Code Insiders up. This is the tool that I use to be able to help me code and build apps and different things. You can use Cursor, you can use Claude Code, you can use Vim, Emacs. There's all kinds of things out there that allows you to write code. And there's a lot of things too that are trying to abstract it as much as possible for those who are not as comfortable. But if you want a little bit more control, this is a great space to do it. I have pretty much a blank canvas right now. And over in the corner, similar with Cursor, over to the right pane, you'll see the space where you would engage with the agent itself. And so I've got it connected into Copilot out of GitHub, but I can choose what kind of model. And let's see. Right now it's on Gemini. I'm going to have it let's use Claude Opus. It's the most expensive one. It's probably not, it's overkill realistically at the end of the day. But what I want to show you is when I'm building something quick and small, especially, but even when I'm not, if I'm working in the code, a lot of times it's a great practice to just state the problem that you're trying to solve for and then have the agent plan that. And planning, there's actually like a planning function versus the agent function. Planning is you're coming up with a plan, sort of what's our roadmap going to look like with what we're doing. And getting to an agreement on that before the agent would take any actions. And agent mode is when it's going to go through and start to make changes directly. Ask is when you don't want it to take any actions and you want it to just answer questions in this pane. So we're first going to go to plan. And in plan, I'll say, hello, let's build something simple to demo what that can look like when we work together. A Pomodoro timer, and we did D&D. There we go. D&D before the theme, but welcome ideas. All right, so now it's going to go and it's going to think. And you can see it's got this little, just information about what it's doing as it's thinking. It's reading the space to see if there's anything there, but it's going to find there's nothing because I haven't built anything yet. And you can already see it's got some questions for me. So what tech stack do we want to do? Realistically, with an app, it's nice to build like React with React or Vue or, Svelte. I've not tried Svelte yet. A lot of this is really more like app forward, front facing, JavaScript type of applications that you would try to build. I think we're going to keep it simple and stick to HTML and CSS just for this because I want to make this go quick. You can see there is another question for the theme. What sounds fun? Okay, so it's offering to do D&D again, which don't get me wrong, I love it. Ooh, retro arcade. That sounds good. Cozy Tavern is interesting. Space Explorer is fun. And it's getting me the option to just put it in what I want. Let's see, which features should we include? I think... Well, yeah, we definitely want the standard timer, customizable duration, sound notifications. I definitely want sounds. I could just keep it very simple and go to, what's the minimum we want to get before we actually have anything that comes out. A visual progress indicator would be kind of cool too. I think we'll go over something simple and then we'll expand from there. So let's submit those answers. And it's still going through. It's already got the plan, retro arcade. So vanilla HTML. Yep, it is very vanilla. In the 80s arcade cabinet, 25-minute focused mode and 5-minute break. 8-bit sound effects on completion. That sounds great. No dependencies. So we'll get your index page style. App sounds great. Build the HTML structure. Mode indicator, focus mode versus break time. Style with retro arcade aesthetics. Press start 2P from Google Fonts. Neon glow. Ooh, I like the neon glow idea. Gradient background. Implement the logic. So the logic itself, of course, is going to be tracking the time. Okay, so it's giving me the option, just press a button, go. I'm going to remind it. I want to keep to some of the best practices with code, which is make sure to include logs and tests and comments for anyone. This later. Sounds great. Get something simple up and running, expand as needed. Cool. Okay, let's see what it comes back with. It's still giving me the option to proceed. It's giving me an update. A lot of this looks pretty similar. Create test suite. Nice. Verification. So it'll go through the verification that the timer displays. All the tests should show green pass. Check browser console for structured log output during usage. Test sound plays on timer completion. That sounds like a great idea. Just vtest, no build setup step, runs in browser. Great. Console logging and timestamps are easy to trace during demos, and JSDoc. Web audio, IPI, authentic 8-bit sounds. That's going to be fabulously old school. Cool. Let's go ahead and start the implementation. So now it's going to switch over to the agent mode, and it's working. And it's working hard to come up with what we want to see in terms of the code. So what you're going to see now is over here on the left side, it'll start to actually generate the files. And this is a great example where, this will be, of course, the main page that we're going to see, and it's showing us, how it's thinking about and building out the index page. And also over in the right, in the agent space, it's listing all of the files and what changes exist. So, it's highlighted in green in terms of these are all the things that just recently added. And you can start to choose to keep, or you can also move through all the changes. Right now, it's counting this as one full change, even though it has added 92 lines, and then it changed its mind on one of them. I don't think we'll get to see which one it deleted, although actually you might be able to see that. Let's see. No, probably not. We can see the style CSS. This is going to provide all the actual visual styles to the page itself. And in the page, we've got the cabinet header. Let's see, screen area, CRT display, timer display, control panel, arcade buttons, start, pause, reset. Very nice. A little footer in there as well. And yeah, that looks great. Okay. You can see it's still working and moving forward. So yeah, if you the thing is I'm experimenting with specifically Claude Opus, but there's a lot of different models that you can play around with. And once this is done building and we have it running, something I like to do sometimes is go and choose one of the other models and have it review the code. There's other ways in which you can do this, to post up the code into GitHub and like attach Copilot or CoderRabbit AI and have it review the code as an initial pass. It's also important for you to take a look again once you've posted it up into GitHub, and then to get, especially when it's code that you're building in production, you are creating for production or anything that is sensitive, especially, it's good to take a look and review the code and make sure it's working as expected. Yeah, let's see, what do we got? Oh, we got tests, even better. So we're checking the format time function, the timer state initialization, the tick behavior, the mode switching logic, and reset functionality. That all sounds fantastic. Interesting. It's got all this style information here. Oh, it's styling for the test result. Okay. And it's creating a mock DOM environment for the app. Fascinating. Well, it's still working on creating that. And the app itself, retro, so this is our logic. Our constants in terms of our configurations. The logger utility, this is where we'll get all the logging information we're going to want to be able to track down if anything breaks or falls over. Our sound effects, fabulous. And you can see it's doing a lot. It's creating comments, it's creating logs as I asked for, and it's creating tests. And it's already at a place, let me go ahead and get the terminal up, where it wants to kick off the server. So what's nice is when it is going to make any changes or execute code, install any packages, which it will sometimes do for you, it will pause and ask you to allow it to do this. I know some agents out there now are set up to be able to just, take these actions, and you trust in them. I'm still on the fence about how much you give them the trust. I think it's good to review. So it's already wanting to show us what it looks like. Oh, that's awesome. That's so great. Oh, that's so old school too. I kind of want to insert a coin. I should create a virtual coin. Oh, listen to that beep. I love it. Love it. This is fantastic. So much fun. Okay. I'll probably post this up on GitHub later. Cool. Very cool. Okay, now it wants to test it. All right. So it's giving us an actual visualized test, which is nice. Let's see if we can see. Done. The retro arcade Pomodoro timer is up and running. It is. I saw it. It's right there. And the tests, what I didn't get to see was actual tests. Oh, here. Okay, this has got the Pomodoro timer that's running, as you can see here, because we've kicked it off on the server and it's local. I could even open this up into, I should be able to open this up into a terminal. Localhost 8000, will that road? Nope, maybe not. Oh, 8080. Let's try that. Nope. Should be 8080, yeah. Oh, I might be, because I don't have the yeah, there's the HTTPS, localhost. I'm not missing anything. Yeah, it's erroring out. I wonder why. Let's try that. Haha. Yeah, something was being funky with the way the URL was listing, but there it is. Okay, cool. And then the tests themselves, it just says running tests, but it didn't actually show me the tests in terms of open the browser console and see the structured logs. Okay, so where? Oh, open the browser console and see the structured logs. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, so it wants me to go here and we'll inspect. Console. Haha. Okay, so it shows initializing, start button, listener attached, pause button, listener attached, reset button. There's an uncaught syntax identifier format time has already been declared. Oh, it's probably because the test might be creating it to see that there's a format time. Actually, let's go ahead and check on that. So what I'm going to do is take this. It says it's ready. That's fantastic. I take this and just say a console logs this showed an error. I'm also gonna keep. So here's the thing. As I mentioned, this shows you all the changes that have been made in this pass that it just did, which it created all these files, which is fantastic. It's always a good idea to review and see what was created, make sure there's anything weird in there. But this is all, you know, for CSS in particular, it's okay. Usually this is just styling anyways. It was very fun styling, I will say that. And the test suite, as I mentioned, we can take a look. I see it says running tests, but I think the big thing for me is like, what are the tests? I don't really see tests being run. Timer state and core logic. Function tick, handle time complete. All right, for starting it, it's running, pausing it, and resetting, and that'll clear. Cool. Okay. And the DOM manipulation updates the timer display, updates the mode indicator, updates the button enabled disabled states based on the timer state. That looks fairly decent. Shows the insert coin idle message. I want to have like some kind of animation here now for inserting a coin. Event handlers and initialization. Okay, and then this is for tests. Okay, all right, so in the console logs, cool. Let's see what it tells me. And actually, I do want to say keep, but I'm going to give it a second. I appreciate that all of these are like, here's all the lines it created, and each one of them had one thing it deleted. Ah, so that's why format time is erroring, is we've got it being declared an app, and we've got it being declared in the test. So I suspect it's been deleted already, but there's format time. Yep. And in tests, it looks like it's describing it here. So it's been defined as a function there, and then it's should be referenced here. Okay, it has fixed all of the changes. So it's basically said it's pulling now, you can see here from app format time versus what it was. Yeah. Formats, 25 minutes, focus mode, correct. All right, let's refresh it. See what we get. Haha, better. timer operation, it sets it's running true. Okay, well, there you go. There's your tests. And now we can say keep on the code. Here I can leave this up. I love this so much in terms of the style of it because it's so old school. Okay, how about this? This is great. Can you add a simple animation? You press a button to insert coin in the same style. Current Cade. Let's see what it says. Yeah, I remember these dropping coin animations back in the day. They're kind of old school too. Let's see if it creates it or not in terms of what I'm thinking. What's nice is that you can keep this up and running, and usually any changes that you make, actually you can see real time. So let's see what it did. It's got a coin slot area. There's a slot opening, the coin. Okay. So it's come up with the actual styling around it and this place where it's going to be, but it also needs to create like that animation piece. Here's the styles accordingly, inserting the coin button, insert coin button. Ah, nice. The slot opening, coin slot container, coin itself, the coin before, the coin drop animation. Nice. This is great. Okay, so let's go back over to index. So we know it's got the space for it, and that's going to happen here. Coin slot, slot opening, coin. And then we know in app, it's probably put the functionality. Yes. Oh, and it's going to show it to us. Oh, this is great. Done. Cool. Look at that. Oh, that's so great. All right, let's reset. And then you can insert a coin again. And we're off. Oh, look at that. That's fantastic. Makes me happy. Cool. Okay, I'm going to keep those changes and call it done. So there you go. There's the Pomodoro campaign, Pomodoro campaign, the Pomodoro arcade. Yeah, if you are wanting to play around, set up VS Code or Cursor or Cloud Code or something like that. I mean, you can do this in some of the more abstract ones that are out there. But at the end of the day, this is, as you can see, it's fairly low lift. It doesn't require you to do a lot, and you can just spin up some little timer or something like that to solve, if you've got any easy problems that you want to experiment with, just to see what it's like, and not feel like it has to be extensive or complex. If you haven't done this before, just try it out on something small. And hopefully it goes all as well as you want it to. But if it falls over, if there's errors, just share them back to the agent and ask questions. And the thing I didn't show you, and I like to do pretty regularly as well, is sometimes I'll have this agent running, and sometimes I'll actually go and I'll work with ChatGPT while I'm also doing this. So I might go and ask it, can you tell me about alternatives, or can you tell me about React, right? Because that was one of the things we could have built this with. And if you want to get some additional insights, or if you're hitting up against an issue and you don't want to stop the flow that's happening in this panel, you can have a separate panel or separate window open, and you can talk to it about what you're working through. You can have multiple windows open, frankly. So experiment, try stuff. Especially when it's small, it's just easier. And good luck.